Hello and welcome to the Monstah Gymwear channel. My name is Peterson Charles. Today I have just watched a video from RXMuscle with Dave Palumbo and Chad Nicholls. Chad Nicholls is now currently working with Big Ramy, and he was also the former coach, nutritionist of Ronnie Coleman, 8 times Mr. Olympia. Now what he had to say in this video, it really it's going to answer a lot of questions that you guys may have and heard about Phil Heath. Before I go to show you guys any video, I'd like you guys to subscribe to the Monstah Gymwear channels so that you guys can be notified when we drop another video. Here's a word from one of our sponsors before we get to this video.
Today's show was sponsored by BigPeteTraining.com.
Yes, guys, I said it many times. I have a video talking about Phil Heath when I heard that he was going to return to the Mr. Olympia stage. I even talked about once the damage has been done, the damage has been done and it's not going to fix anything. If you guys want to check out the video, go ahead and click on the video up above and you guys will take a look at what I said even before 2020 Mr. Olympia. All right, guys, so enjoy the video and I will see you guys in the next one. And remember, guys, intense is how we train. Bye, guys.
A rumor, I don't know if it's true or not. I have all my little minions who always tell me stuff. I heard a rumor that Phil Heath wasn't happy with Hadi, and that he had contacted you to work with you. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
But it's weird. But I did hear that like everybody was coming up to me like, I heard Phil's not working with Hadi. I heard Phil's not working with Hadi.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you might get a call because I had a rumor. I heard a rumor.
Yeah, but that definitely was not true. He had,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
he had, I would have loved to work with Phil sometime, but
Yeah.
you know, but I think that it's one of those things where I think Phil he ran his whole career with Hadi, and so he almost has to, you know, stay with him. But it's weird. Like I had heard originally, I heard he wasn't working with him. Then I heard that he was working with this guy that like trains like NBA stars or something.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
weird.
it was the weirdest shit. And then of course that flipped to Danny's husband, Danny Garcia's husband.
Oh, really?
You know, and they're like, yeah. And then I thought, okay. And then you know, it was back and forth. So at the end of the day, I never really saw Hadi with Phil until after the show, but they were definitely together after the show.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure that they were working together.
Sure, that's what I'm sure too.
Do you think they made a miscalculation? Like, cause you know, the biggest mistake, you know, when Phil always makes is when he tries to come in like too streamlined, you know, sometimes he just loses some of that wow. Was that the problem, or did Phil just not have enough time to kind of get back to the level that he was at, you know, when he was winning?
The thing that, I mean, when Phil first walked out, I thought he looked pretty good. And then as you started to watch him, he like you said, he didn't have that like dense pop to the muscle and everything. I just wonder if the surgery didn't create a problem for him training, because I mean that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's been opened up twice, and and those are pretty. I mean, that's a pretty big surgery. Yeah, and you know, trying to train heavy and trying to lock that stomach in, because, you know, I mean, it's been opened up. There has to be some numb points there. There has to be some control issues there. But being able to lock that in and move heavy weight, that's what I kind of wondered if maybe the problem was. Like, he wasn't able to train like he normally did. And I don't know how he trained, but I'm sure he trained with some, you know, decently heavy weight on certain, you know, exercises. You just wonder if he had to go away from that. And
yeah, you'd be almost afraid, hey, if I squat heavy, maybe I'll blow that thing out again, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought maybe it was.
Because his legs were like down in size a little bit, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I, you know, thought. And when you saw him, like, he definitely could not control that stomach. You could tell it wasn't like he wasn't aware of it, so you knew that he was trying to control it, but he just couldn't.
And he was very self-conscious about it too.
Yes, he put his hands over it and tried to cover it in a lot of positions and stuff. So because of that, I think it was just one of those things where he just didn't have the control over that midsection like he had in the past. Probably wasn't able to train at the highest level that he's used to, and because of that, his body just took a hit from it, I think. So.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like that, he looked pretty damn good. I mean, he's still, top group, it's just not what we're used to. We're used to that, like, pop and wow, like that 3D look that he normally has. So.
Given the situation with his midsection, and like you said, if there is a possible, maybe there's like a lack of feeling down there. I don't know, because it looks like he was losing. He didn't really have like good definition or thickness to the abdominal wall. Yeah. Would you tell him to retire, or would you think he still has another?
I wouldn't do it again. Yeah. I think that the more he trains, the more he puts himself at risk to injure that stomach. Yeah. I think that it comes a time when the body just tells you like it's enough is enough. Just like Ronnie, he went through it. He tried to force it. It's just it's just not going to happen. And again, I think he's the same situation. I think, could he push it? Yeah, I'm sure he could push it, but I think he would end up, with the same issue. And the way his it tore right through the center of that, it was an umbilical hernia, but it tore right above it too. And I mean, that could be dangerous. I just don't think it's worth taking a chance on.
Would you, did you advise Ronnie not to do that last show that he did?
I told him it was completely up to him. I told him it was going to be like we were going to have an uphill battle because the nerve damage had already set in. I told him, I said, listen, you can look. I said, you're going to be right in there, but like, man, it's going to be an uphill battle. And I said, there's the issues that you have, we can't fix. Like there's no way we can fix them. And I said, so we're going to have to almost try to like balance the two sides out. So we have to bring you down and just kind of like get you as hard as we possibly can and try to, balance those two sides out. But I said at the end of the day, it's going to be noticeable. They already know it's there. So it's already like on their minds. We're never going to, create a situation where it goes away. I said, so, if it was me, like I would call it, but I mean, it's just like the mindset of an athlete, you never want to quit.
No, and he wanted to win 9.
He wanted that. So. Yeah, he wanted it. We all.
I don't blame him. We wanted to see him win 9. So,
no, I mean we want that. We wanted it, but like I said, I think it puts him, in a group with him and Haney. Like you just look at that group now, and you're just like, man, it's just such an elite group. It's just amazing, and that's why I really thought like Phil, for him to win, everybody's like, oh, Phil, it's fixed. Phil's coming back. I'm like, I don't know, like for Phil to be put in that 8 group, like he really has to show something spectacular. I mean, because that's, you're talking Haney, you're talking Ronnie. I said, you're talking an elite group,
Right. I mean, you take Ramy out of the show, he still doesn't win. Because
he
Brandon really comes back better than he was last year.
He was, he was good. And Hadi looked, if Hadi would have looked like he did, Friday, like he did on Saturday, dude, he's a second place, finisher. Yeah. So, I mean, those guys were very, back and forth. So I think that either way, like Phil wouldn't have got it done. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. But you know what? It still added a level of excitement to have him in the show, I guess.
Dude, I agree 100%. Like he was the unknown factor coming in. Everybody, asked me like, what's the unknown? And I'm like, Phil for sure, because we just don't know. Nobody had seen pictures of him. Sure. And I mean, you saw him online, and he was very confident. You saw him at the press conference. He was like overly confident at the press conference. I was like,
it was going to be amazing. Yeah, the way he was so confident.
Because I was looking at him, I'm like, it looks like he's kind of smaller. Legs look down a little bit, like this and that, And then I see him at the press conference, and I start second guessing myself. I'm like, holy shit! Like with this attitude, like